All right, welcome to the Focus Forge podcast. I'm your host, Billy Moat, with my dad, Greg Moat. We own a business called the Focus Forge, where we help baseball guys with the mental side of the game. We build them up, give them the tools to go out there and play bold, attack, and just play free and enjoy the game, because that's what we all need to do. That's what we all need to get back to doing. And we are super fired up about our guest today. It is Jair Jurrjens from Curacao. Jurrjens was signed as a free agent by the Tigers in 2003, and you were 17, right?
Correct.
And then you played with the Tigers, the Braves, the Orioles, the Rockies, and you actually were an MLB All-Star in 2011 with the Braves. And you've played in China, you played in Mexico, you played in the DR for Winter League, and you actually represented the Netherlands in the World Baseball Classic, right?
Correct.
That's super cool. First ever big leaguer from Curacao, which is
as a pitcher.
First
pitcher.
Still, that is an incredible feat.
Thank you.
And again, man, thank you for coming on. Super grateful and ready to chop it up with you.
Thank you for having me, for sure.
Yeah. So just to start, you're still playing, and you're over with Baseball United. You guys have that UAE Classic over in Dubai in about 2 weeks. Would you you already told us a little bit before, but would you kind of dive into that and talk about those guys and the experience so far and what you're looking forward to?
When I met Cash for the first time, I reached out to Cash, to John. I emailed him. He called me right back. First time I got on the phone with him, we hit it off. Just the energy that John brings, and I think him and Cash is like a perfect couple. John handles everything that has to do with the baseball operation, and Cash do the business side of it. And the way when you hear these guys talk, you can feel the love, the passion they put in behind this project. It's a hard one, especially going to a part of the world that cricket is the number one sport than soccer, and baseball is not even talked about over there. And for them to even brought us like 2 years ago to do the All-Star game between the West and the East, it was amazing. Turned the cricket stadium into a diamond. Have a different set of feel because the cricket is around. What they did. Just bringing baseball over there is like you can't explain the hard work they put in it.
Yeah. We've had plenty of conversations with John and just everything they have going on over there. It's just every time we talk to him, we leave that call filled up, fired up.
Yeah,
he's just got that effect on you.
Correct. There's I was sold on this project, even if it failed or not failed, but just the way they speak, there's no way you can go against them. You know what I mean? There's no way you can go against them. There's no way you cannot put a little bit of your own energy to help them bring this league up and become one of the top leagues in the world.
Yeah, they believe in it. You can tell, but holy hell, if you're gonna do something, do it big, huh?
I mean, 100%. Wow. Cash and John do not do anything small, man. I'm telling you, that first trip over there, the way we got received, just seeing what the work they put in to change the cricket field to a diamond, for us to be able to play baseball, fly the dirt in. It was like, a lot of people don't know what we did for those 2 games 2 years ago in November, man. It's like it was, and put in a good show too, 2 good games. It was amazing. It was amazing feeling for sure.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So good fans over there?
Yeah, like with all the things we had to do, we went against you. There was a concert, there was the Formula One, it was a lot of activities going on, and for us to bring a game that they really don't pay attention with there, we really got good crowd, and not only that, they were thankful. After I got out of my game, a lot of people thanked me for bringing the game over here. we need this. Do not give up on it. We behind you guys. It was like not only from us, but just to get the reaction from the fans. It was amazing. It's amazing. It was amazing for sure.
It's cool hearing that side of it because
Yeah,
we've just talked with John and Eddie
yeah,
and Carlos. Eddie and Carlos are two awesome human beings as well,
correct.
but
Yeah.
hearing it from a guy who's played at the highest level and is actually on that field playing in front of these people who are just used to watching cricket and whatever else, hearing that they went and thanked you and said, "Don't give up on it. This is what we need. It's what we want."
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
now. Did that bring a different feeling for you playing than when you played in the bigs?
It did because those two games was really important for Baseball United. We were not, if we didn't do what we are good at, like putting a good show,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Baseball United would be here right now.
Right.
And the feeling we had, both teams, all those guys winning, was a brotherhood. We here only want to promote the game in that region of the world, but two, push to make this a league official and big in the world. And on the field, even we were going against each other, playing for win, you can feel the love coming from the dugout to the other dugout, and that's a thing I never felt in baseball before.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
There's a
That
lot on
group,
the line.
yeah, that group, like that's why like this league is, I tell you, is special because it's a league is run by a lot of ex big leaguers, Hall of Famers, guys who like has a name, a big name, a legendary name in this sport, and for them to be part of it and help Cash and John how to make it work and run and giving them advice how it's like I said, like it's not again, the guys who run in the league understand the suffering, the pain, the soreness you go through when you're on the field. Then it makes it a whole different feeling.
Yeah. Unbelievable. Well,
Mm,
man, I want to dive into the BU a little bit later on, but
yeah,
I mean, you've had an incredible story. I mean, we've
appreciate
done a ton of research on you, and first of all, your breaking ball's nasty, just for
it.
starters. They're
Appreciate
Change
filthy,
piece, change piece of dirt.
filthy. It's
it.
it's all
Appreciate it.
gross.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
But again, I want to go back to like 2003. You signed
Mm-hmm.
at 17 years old.
Mm-hmm.
You obviously grew up in Curacao,
Mm-hmm.
and you at the age of 17, you went from Curacao to playing in minor league baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Was that challenging for you? Did you have like a stretch where you had like a hard time getting comfortable? How were those first? How was that first season?
Um, a funny thing is, I was prepared and not prepared at the same time. Let me explain. Not prepared because, English, I understand English, but my grammar wasn't that great. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
I would like put the words like the words need to be here, but it's supposed to be here. Then,
Mm-hmm.
when I got like making fun a couple of times, you start like shy out, not want to talk.
Mm-hmm.
Um, thank God at that moment there was a Ruben guy that really helped me. Like I know him because when I went to do my first tryout in the States with the Braves, he was signed with the Braves. And the guy who was my agent or my manager at the time was his manager at the time. Then I had a bond already with him by staying at the complex of the Braves with him. Then picking me up after the tryout, hanging out with us. You know what I mean? Then I had a friend in a way in my corner that would have helped me, guide me. In a way, his English was better because he was a 7 year minor leaguer already. Then he would been there already. Um, that was the part that I needed to like adjust to, just make sure like the coaches can understand me when I'm asking question or answering question when they ask me. Um, But the other part, you guys asked here if I was ready. Yes, because thank God, Curacao is so small. A lot of guys who was professional at the time or still go to Curacao and practice. When I was a prospect or trying to sign, the guy who was my manager had a couple of guys who were playing the minor leagues, and I used to train with him. I used to train with them. I would used to listen to the story. I always play against older guys. When I was 17, I was playing against 30-year-old already in Curacao. Then I always had that mentality like I listen and I analyze a lot of things what people say, and then when I'm in that situation, I can track back what I learned when I was in Curacao. Then it made me a little bit easier to be ready mentally for the pro life.
Ah, that's interesting. I didn't realize that so many guys in pro ball went back to Curacao to train. It seems like that's one thing that we talked to John's kid about. With what he's doing, he was down in the DR for over Christmas break and training with some of the best guys to play the game. He's put himself in an environment surrounded by dudes that have been to or are at where he wants to go.
Yeah, you're winning already. Like just by listening, like people don't understand. Just listen and watch. Like you can learn a lot. You don't even need to ask questions. You just listen and you like. That's the thing. Pay attention and listen. When you're listening, the word gets in and get out. When you're paying attention, everything people are saying, like really, you absorb the information. And before I signed, the organization I was playing back in Curacao before I become pro, all the guys who was signed used to come and teach us, and the coach or manager at that time used to like, the guys who like in the level to be a pro or has the chance to be a pro, he would have asked these guys to like, give them a tip, and the guys will work with you. Then in a way, I started training as a pro before I become a pro by just seeing the guys come and hit at the field, how they warm up, how they work in the gym, and all that stuff. Then mentally, and another thing too that try out with the Braves and staying at the hotel that the Braves was staying and seeing the guys, it helped a lot when my day came.
Brilliant. So that kind of leads to the next thing we were thinking about. Obviously you grew up around these dudes and then you get to the States and then you're playing professional baseball for years at the highest level. The one thing that we have talked about a lot is what we've noticed the differences between the Latin players and the players that have grown up in the States. Like when I was talking with John, we were both having a conversation with John and he's talking about, John Jr. is getting 600 ground balls a day. And when he's over there training, like you guys there was a different level of dedication and work ethic over there that was it's just not the same as it is here. And I wonder, did you notice a difference in the way, like when you got to pro ball, the difference between, Latin players and, guys that grew up playing in the States?
Yes. I don't want to insult anybody. I want to hurt
of course.
anybody. You know what I mean? Playing baseball is not playing catch. You know what I mean? A lot of people think because they can play catch or they play high school or whatever, they know about baseball. No. And the difference I see living here now and help high school here, back home, we got teach by coaches who play for the same organization, or maybe never got to the to pro level, but play at a high level back home. They had the IQ of the baseball. The IQ of baseball. The thing is, back home, we really pay attention on fundamentals, how to play catch, how to throw the ball the right way. Like the organization I came with, like when you come in the first days, I went through the same process, but I was advanced, but still they send you in the back, in the outfield in the corner, and that's the new group, right? They have a special coach only for the new group. They teach you how to catch fly ball. They teach you how to catch ground ball. They teach you how to throw. And then when you can do that, you start playing catch. And when you pass all those levels, all those achievements, then you can come and practice with the team. And when you practice with the team, you start in the outfield first. And they start hitting ground balls to you. If you can catch the ground balls and you can make good throws, they start slowly put you in the infield and see how you react. Then if you can not catch ground ball, can't throw, you're not coming to the infield. That's why you see most of our players are infielders, because we play on rocks and stuff like that. But we go to specific training for you to move from the new group to the outfield, then to get the uniform, be part of the team. For slowly, they put you in the infield and go from there.
And you're talking about back home, right?
Yes, back home. Yes.
See,
yes.
I had that wrong, Billy. I was under the impression the differences that I see is I think we over instruct here. There's some dude who thinks it should look this way. The footwork has to be this. And so that gets in a kid's dome, really, where I thought, in the down south, DR places like that, I thought it was just go, 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 and kids were self-organizing with less instruction. But that isn't the case where you came up.
Okay. It's like let me explain the way we used to, like, we have kids pitcher pitch at 6. I was pitching at 6, throwing strikes. And I come here, they're playing T-ball. I'm like, huh? Oh, coaching pitch. I'm like, I never faced that. Like, at 6, I'll be throwing, and guys are throwing gas. Like, we playing, guys are hitting bombs. And that's why, like, when I came here, it was a culture shock. That's number one. Number two, back home at 6, we had a smaller ball for the smaller hands, Here they use the Little League ball for kids at 4, 5, 6. And the ball, you only see the ball, you don't even see the hands. And that's how you see a lot of weird pitching mechanic or throwing mechanics here, because when you have that small ball, you need to throw it, you will try to put your body in any way possible for you to get the ball over there. That's another thing that we had advantage of, that the league we play from, like, at 5 and from 5 to 7, we had a smaller ball that would fit our hand at that age. Then you get in the right technique from an early age, and just like, I was super weak when I signed. I weighed 131 pounds, right? But the thing that helped me develop is that I had all the technique, all the mechanics down. The only thing I needed to do is put weight on for everything to blossom.
That's interesting.
If you guys see the Japanese team in Little League, they do everything perfect, right? It's repetition. And the same way we do in Curacao, it's like before we hit the ball, right? We stretch and we play catch the right way. Play catch. If you don't throw it to the chest, you're not moving backwards. Then when you do that, we go straight to infield and outfield. Like every day, we practice only 3 times a week, but we do that every day. We did double plays at 6, at 5. Like, we wasn't holding back at all, and we were able to do it on a high level too. Like, you see kids at 5, 6 back home, like in Curacao, like, you will be surprised. You will be surprised.
They'd probably be carving out 12-year-olds.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. Now, you guys will beat them because you guys are stronger and bigger. You know what I mean? Because back home, we don't develop at that age. You will see a couple of big guys, but usually they're small and quick. But the glove, technique, everything is on point.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's great for kids as long as the people teaching y'all knows what he's doing. It's not just some dad from that's got the time to organize it.
Correct. And another thing too here is killing the kids is the weekend tournaments. They play 4 or 5 games in 2 games. You know what I mean? And with bad mechanics and overuse at small age, that's the problem that it caused a lot of issue physically and mentally in kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no
Baseball
doubt.
burns you out really quick. Baseball can burn you out really quick because it's a specific movement game. It's like you can get away if you don't move the right way.
Mhm.
You know?
Yeah, that makes sense. And it kind of based on what we do for a living,
Yeah.
we've reached millions of players through social media just over the past year. And with
Mhm.
that comes all the DMs from kids,
Mhm.
all the way from 10 years old to guys in pro ball. And then there's the parents. Most of the
Mhm.
parents are the ones that come to us with problems, right? And it's
Mhm.
always, it seems to be the same questions. Like,
Mhm.
hey, how do I deal with my kid's coach? He's a nightmare. He's overusing him. He's he just threw 3 innings in relief, and then he's starting on Sunday. He threw in relief on Friday, starting on Sunday. They've got 6 guys at each position. It's just there's a certain level of politics and just weird. It's just people that are in charge of these teams, guys that are in charge of these teams that just shouldn't be.
Let me ask you a question now.
Yeah.
When this is happening, does the parent stop it?
No.
No, right? Then
Mhm.
when people get hurt, right, they want to complain about the coach. You
Mhm.
don't need if you see it's your kid. If the coach is abusing it, you gotta stop it. But everybody wants to have the superstar kid at an
Mhm.
age 6, 7. I remember my first time I went to a youth baseball here, right? In Florida, Lakeland, Florida. I went with a friend of mine. We went to a youth kid. I think it's 7, 8, or I don't know. There was a parent with a radar gun.
No. Oh my gosh.
Like I was stunned. They're like, huh? And when he hit, like, I want to say a number 60, he hit 60. I'm like, oh my God, what are we doing
Lakeland,
here?
Florida.
What are we doing here? It's like, first of all, you making the game a job already for the kid, too young. You know what I mean? And two, again, I go to my question: do the parents stop the coaches? They don't, because
Nope.
they think what they do right now is gonna be a good resume for them when they get older. No, it doesn't. Everybody developed at their own time,
Yeah.
and the thing I teach kids when I talk to high schoolers and college, college is a little bit different, but high schooler, Joe, enjoy the game. You're still playing this game for love and fun. When you
Mhm.
start getting in college, you know, it become a semi-pro type of league. But when you lower than that, let the kid enjoy the game, enjoy the improvement. Don't You don't want a kid to be superstar at that age because it's gonna burn out when you get. You want to be a superstar when he's getting closer to be signed or be drafted, whatever the journey is. But if you're a superstar right now, that means you're gonna get overused and mentally you're gonna get burned because you gotta be invited to all the tournaments, you gotta go to all the showcases, you know, and too much baseball, like I tell, too much baseball can burn people because baseball is a game of failure,
Mhm.
and it's not easy to deal with failure. And the
Mhm.
older you get, and the highest level you get in, the higher competition you play in, you're gonna start playing against guys who are the same level as you or higher. You know what I mean? And that's where you like actually gotta know if this game is for you or not.
It's amazing how much of an impact parents have on that, and
100%.
it's go ahead, Dad.
100%.
Well, the parent side is tough, and the parents always get hammered in baseball, right? I
Mm-hmm.
mean, and most of that is very well deserved because
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of people out there that just don't get it. But I
Mm-hmm.
will say the impulse as a parent when your kid is in the game, the impulse is to try to give them everything you can possibly give them to help them along that journey, right? And we have this incredible fear that our kid is going to miss out. So I think that the parents, I just want to be careful, because I know it's easy for me to start pounding on parents and what parents are doing. But that impulse, man, when your kid is going through it, that's tough, man. I think it's almost tougher as a dad going through that than it is for the kid, because at least the kid can do something about it. He's got some control. You've got no control as a parent, and it's tough. It really is. It's brutal at times, man, especially if your kid's struggling.
Yes, but that's here I go. If you gonna put your kid into a sport, you gotta know the sport. Not because you see the big contracts, you see, oh, he loves Mike Trout. I want my kid to be Mike Trout. No, because if you don't know the inside out of the game, like on the mental side, the IQ of the game, you can't help the kids. You gotta depend on coaches. Then when the coach is like, oh yeah, look at this launch angle, look at the velocity, they're gonna buy into it because they don't know better. That's what on social media you're seeing these days. They don't know. You know what I mean? Then if you gotta go into a sport with a kid, you gotta learn about the inside out of the game for you to be able to help your kid on the mental side. Skill wise, you can do it. If your dad, I was lucky my dad played. I was lucky my dad played, and he helped me on skill size when we were at home, but he helped me more on the mental side of the game. You know, like I watched games with him and he was telling me stuff, like I just pick it up. And like when you mentally there ready on a higher level, your skills just gonna follow behind it. But if you don't have nobody to talk and give you proactive information, it's like the kid and the mom's gonna boom, 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 because the kid's trying to explain, the dad's trying to help, but that really doesn't know how to help because he's only reading and watching videos what he's supposed to be doing. And that's what I'm saying. Playing baseball is not only playing catch. It's more than that. It's more detail.
And I think it's that way with all sports, but baseball is like that to the end of the earth because style is so important. Like you can tell whether a kid's a player or not just by the way he runs out onto the field, his mannerisms and feel.
Or you can see he's going to blossom later on in his life.
Yeah, because of all those actions and the style. And if you have no baseball background, like you got zero shot there. None.
Yeah, baseball, it's not like, I'm sorry for everybody who played basketball. It's not like you tall and you sit and be underneath the rim and catch a rebounds and you get paid for it. You know what I mean? It's not going to work in baseball. Baseball, you actually got to be able to do what the sport is asking you to do for.
Yeah. Yeah. Somebody who's good at baseball, I think, can go out there and be good at most other sports.
100%.
Whereas, you put a bat in some, NBA player's hands.
They look awkward.
It's going to be ugly. Yeah.
They look awkward. Yeah, 100%. 100%.
And Dad, I wonder if it was probably more difficult for you because, you played baseball at a high level and you had a lot of success in your career and you knew the mental piece and you instilled these principles in me. And my younger brother played college baseball all the way through. He just graduated this past spring.
Congrats.
Yeah, thanks. He's a good kid. But I wonder if there was it had to have been more frustrating for you knowing like when we went through struggle, because our careers weren't a walk in the park. It was a rough ride for me for sure. And a lot of that was self-inflicted. Things that I did wrong, I got my own way, whatever. That had to have been 10 times more frustrating for you knowing the game. I'm sending you right back. You might need therapy after this episode.
Yeah. 1,000 times more difficult as a dad. The one thing, and Billy, you know this, but I was absolutely unaware of any shortcomings I might have had as an athlete. I mean, I'm sure they were there, but I didn't know what they were. I honestly thought that I was the best player anywhere. I mean, think about that. That is absurd, right? I ended up at a mid-major school, started 4 years, had a really good career, didn't get picked up afterwards because I'm 5'10" and run a 7 flat 60 and throw it, 85 across or whatever. I was unaware of any shortcomings. So I had absolute blind confidence at all times.
Yeah.
Whereas you guys were way more toolsy, way more gifted, but you didn't have that blind, self-deluded level of belief that I had. So yes, it's very difficult because I can't imagine what it's like to doubt yourself on the field because I never did, as crazy as that sounds. So yes, it was absolutely brutal because I have no control. I can try to help you navigate it and help you shift your focus back to where it needs to be. But ultimately, you can have all those tools, but it's on the kid to use it.
Correct. 100%. 100%.
Jair, so what about you, man? He dove into it. He had that level of kind of blind confidence. How did you navigate that throughout your big league career? What was going on in your dome?
Man, I think since when my life actually changed mentally wise. Actually, my first classic, I was, I think, 18, 19, right? Playing against Posh Rodriguez, who's gonna be my future teammate at the time, facing Bernie Williams and stuff like that. And we were 1-1. Like we make it a surprise. The first time the Dutch team is playing against a big team, and we holding them tight, right? I come in, give up like a weak hit. The ground ball hit the freaking base, went over, out, and Putch hits a 2-run home run to right field. I think it's a cheapie, but I'm gonna let it go on that one. I'm gonna let it go. But I got mad. And Bernie Williams came up. I just threw 3 fastball by him, right? And I'm 19, right? I'm like, I just played at that time was low A, and I strike him out, and we finally lost. The tournament was over, but that strikeout, I don't even care what happened with a home run, with a hit, and everything. I just focus on I just strike out one of the best hitter in the postseason in Major League in like career lifetime. One of the best postseason history hitter. And I took it to high A, and like your dad said, man, like they said, if I can strike out Bernie Williams, these kids don't have nothing against me. And I destroyed. Like I ate that league up so quick that during mid-season, I got selected to be the starter because the game was gonna be at my home stadium, but at the same time they gave me the great news that I was gonna get moved up because I was unhittable. It's like even they get base hit of me, I'm like, man, like you strike out Bernie Williams.
Yeah.
Like why you like, you know what I mean? This is like mindset is already a win. If you have the mindset that you're going over there like if you have a bigger name than me, or you're supposed to be taking care of me, or every time you come a bat you gotta get a base. I somehow I get filled up with a pride, and the proud is like I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna make you respect who I am.
That's the stuff. That's it's literally everything.
Yeah, and for the people that are listening to this, so yeah, it's great. He was able to face Bernie Williams, have that opportunity, and he blows him up with 3 straight. But it was really less about that and more about the decision that, okay, now I know I'm there. I know I'm that guy, and I'm going to be that guy. And if this dude gets a hit, well, you just got lucky.
Correct.
Because I'm that guy now.
Yep. Correct.
So you don't have to have an opportunity against Bernie Williams to make a decision like that, right?
There's any challenge, like they can come up with any challenge in your life. You know what I mean? And like when I used to think about my family. I tell everybody, you got to find your own key word. You know, you got to have that key word that say like, okay, I'm doing it not only for me, but I'm doing it for somebody else, and I'm going to show it, I'm going to do it. You know what I mean? And this game, like I said, can eat your life. It's day in, day out. You always at the field. You know, you have a bad game, you're going back to the field, you know what I mean? And that means you don't want to have a lot of bad days, because going back to a place that gave you the bad memory is hard to deal with sometimes. You know,
Right.
then the most you can have a great day, the better you're gonna be. But even you had a bad day, you gotta be able to choose what you want to remember, what you want to work on to get better.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can dwell on that. And another thing for what worked for me, I'm super hard on myself. Like, even I had a good game, like this one pitch, I was like, I wish I did it. Even like if I get away with one pitch, I'm mad about it. Because if you're happy, content with it, guess what? You're not gonna put the pride, the love, the sacrifice, the blood and sweat of getting better between starts or between games. Then you're just gonna be, oh, if I get away one time, I'm gonna make the same mistake. You're gonna get away, and that's how people got hurt and get mentally hurt. Because when you start getting not a result that you used to, if you're not mentally tough, oof, this game will eat you.
So it's a fine line of not relying on the outcomes of the game to feel good about yourself, but also demanding more from yourself. So you're
Correct.
almost never satisfied,
No, you
but
can't.
it's all internal, and it doesn't matter if this dude barreled you up. Shit, man, he got lucky. But you're not relying on those outcomes. You're relying on that belief that you've built up within you, and you don't need these guys out here for you to feel good. It's like
No.
there's that fine line.
Yes. In baseball, you can look for affection from your teammate or coach. You know what I mean? It's like because it changed. It changed. It's like the stock market. One day you're going up, and one day the same coach is like, yo, you're the best. It will walk by next to you and not saying hi. Then you, in a way, you gotta be happy. Like if you put the work in, it's gonna pay off. It's gonna pay off.
Guys don't get that. You would
It,
be blown away by how many Division I guys I get in my DMs. Hey, I don't think my coach is really messing with me anymore. I'm like, what do you mean? Well, he walked past me a few times at practice and didn't say anything, or he was on his phone or talking.
weak.
Yeah, and it's
Weak.
you
You can't be
just can't
weak in
rely
this.
on it.
No,
Yeah.
man, you're weak. Weak. It's like again, these days are different. Like everybody was that. Hey, you're doing good. Back in the days, it's like, man, I tell about everybody this story. I'm 17, right? Just got signed. The pitching coach of the rookie was in Dominican, dealing with like seeing which guys he's bringing from Dominican camp to the rookie ball, right, for the season. He never saw me pitch the first couple of times. He came. He made it back to the States. He watched me, right? And I gave up a couple of bloop single, but hit. I gave a run, and I went to ask like when I'm pitching, right? When I'm pitching again, he asked me two questions, and remember I'm 17. He say, "Did you sign for a lot of money?" I say, "No, sir." "Are your mom and dad rich?" "No, sir." He say, "The way you pitch today, if you keep doing like that, you gotta stay poor." And I'm like, I keep saying like, "Got you, sir. Got you. I got you." But that's the reality though. That's the
Yeah.
reality. Yeah, but it's about what you can do for me right now. And it's like this one. It switched from, okay. It's like this game is like you not can have a bad game, and you gotta be okay, and you gotta be playing with your friends the next day. This is a job. If you're not
Yeah.
moving forward, these guys get in trouble too. Then they're here to help you. You're here to help them. You know what I mean? If they need to choose their bread, they're gonna choose their bread before your bread. And I'm like, huh? Okay, okay.
Yeah.
You know what I
That's
mean?
that's that's cutthroat.
Yes, but it is. People don't know that really behind the doors. That's my days when they're coming up. That's the way coaches and instruction you talk to you, because the game is like that. You know, you know what? These days, you're a subpar player, and you still get admiration from media, fans, and stuff like that. Back in the day, subpar players, you're in the minor leagues or you're at home.
Yeah.
The reality of it.
Yeah. You know, and that, Greg, you got something? I can see you staring over there.
I mean, Billy, you were talking about college players, and these guys slide up into our DMs, and the coach isn't showing them love or isn't even talking to them. And I get that, right? We all want that interaction, especially now with everybody transferring and coaches leaving. But you cannot need that. If you have to have that, like, that guy's in real trouble.
100%.
Unless he can make a shift, because if he's worried about not being acknowledged as a guy walks by, like, what is that kid thinking when he's out on the field trying to do his thing? He's so desperate for approval, for just acknowledgement, and that ain't it. Well, Billy, you dealt with that, right?
That's what I was getting ready to say. I mean, when I spent my freshman year at Baylor in the Big 12. Okay. And when I rolled in, I was the first commit from the 2017 class to sign, show up on campus in the summer, and I'm surrounded by, there's like 65 guys on the roster. There are two first-round draft picks, ended up being first-rounders in front of me, and I'm surrounded by a bunch of dudes that were just like me and better. Those guys were straight up better than me, and I didn't know how to handle that. Now, I had been through a lot, and I worked my ass off to get to where I got to Baylor. That was a life goal of mine we had written down. But when I got there, man, I let that stuff get to me. That's the bottom line. That had me rattled. And then, you know, they spent the fall forcing guys out. And I got to the point where I wasn't too sure. And I let that eat me up. Now, it wasn't so much to the point where if he didn't look at me once, then I would freak out. But it was one of those things where, man, I was paying attention and I was letting that stuff dictate my state on the field. And that's a reason why I'm open about that on social media. It was weak. That's straight up what it is. But it's also, it led me down this path to flip that switch and figure out how to play bold and not rely and not give a shit what anybody says or thinks. But yeah, so I do understand it to a certain degree.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
You think you set yourself a failure by just wanting to get to Baylor, not past Baylor? Because because I see it like this. Was your goal to play big leagues, professional?
Yes.
And see, you failed yourself already because you were happy getting to Baylor only. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you always, like, that's what I teach kids. When I was in the rookie ball, I was thinking about being ready for A ball. When I was in A ball, I was ready to be for high A. When I was in high A, I was ready to be in double A. Then I was not trying to be at the level I was playing. I was trying to play at the level above me. That's why before we get, then if you get to Baylor, man, it's not easy to get to Division I baseball program. Then you were good. The only thing is you were content where you got to. You didn't want to just like, oh, I'm here. I mean, you just didn't see more of that. Or your talent was so great that when you start with competition, it's like, I made my dream already. I'm good here. You don't want to push yourself.
See, I'm going to have to disagree with you in a certain...
No. That's why we're discussing.
Yeah,
I like it. Yeah.
I wasn't expecting it, and I'm fucking loving this. Okay. Yeah. So here was the thing. When I was in high school, I went to a camp for the school that my dad went to, and they had this form they filled out after the camp, and they said they had a little area where they said whether they think you could play Division I, high major, mid major, D2, D3, Christian school. Long story short, they put Christian school on there, and we were told by some guys that I looked up to, like, hey, this kid's got no shot. He's got no shot when I was a freshman or a sophomore, and because I was slow, I was skinny, I was weak, I had no shot at that point. And I obsessed over the game. I obsessed over it. Came out, signed to Baylor junior year, came out senior year, hot, getting after it. I'm pretty confident in saying that there was nobody that worked harder than me around me in my area. I worked harder than anybody, and I still do on what we do now. I will die on that hill.
Okay, can I stop you right there? But you see the mindset you got?
Yeah.
But you didn't take that mindset to Baylor, though.
See, yeah, you're right.
No,
You are
he's
100% right.
absolutely right. He's absolutely right,
You know what I
Billy.
mean?
Yeah,
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 you
you
set
are
yourself
100% right.
you set yourself to failure. It's not you had man. That's the thing. It's not about talent, man. I play against you play against 100 guys, million guys that had talent, and sometimes the guys who make it, bro, is because they have this and they have the cojones.
Yeah, they got
You know what I
balls.
mean?
Yep.
Yeah, man. And then I think you lost that part when you got to Baylor. By
You're
listening to
absolutely right.
you lost it. You lost it. And it happens to everybody, man. Baseball, like I said, baseball burned people out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's just it's nice and it's sad to sit in front of a person that now can realize what happened. But too, it's
Mhm.
like, damn, if you made all that work to get there, man, you had it. You had it. And it's like, I mean, I'm going to get an interview, but I really want to know what happened when you got to Baylor that you lost that passion for the game. Because you say you passion, you were after it. But when you talk to Baylor, you say, like, you don't talk about the passion about Baylor. You just say, I made my goal. That's it. You see the difference? That passion went away when you made your goal.
Well, you can ask Greg about this. From the time I
Mm-hmm.
was when those guys told me I wouldn't make it to college baseball in general, I had goals written on pieces of paper above, like on the wall across from my bed that I'd see every single day. And on there was 2017 draft, big league baseball. So I had those goals in my room at every college I went to, right? So my goal, it was never that I lost the fire. It was that I was consumed by the self-doubt and comparison. The work never left. The love for the game never left. That's why if I would have stayed, like when I was at Baylor after the fall, I would have gotten 60 to 80 at bats freshman year if I would have stayed. But I asked for a red shirt in January because I wanted to save that year. We had some family stuff going on that was pretty, lost a family member that, kind of messed me up a little bit. But, it was that fire was always there. And I took that fire everywhere I went, all up until the car accident when I broke my back. And then I was done. But it was mental, it was weakness, right? But it was more the comparing myself to guys and feeling inadequate no matter how much work I put in, rather than losing that fire. Does that make sense? But you were right. But you're absolutely right. And it's interesting because I've done a lot of self-reflection on my career. I've had to.
100%. Got to.
But that is a phenomenal way of looking at it, and I appreciate you bringing that up because now I'm going to dive into that internally.
There's because I can see you talking to you, I can feel like you love the game.
Oh
then, when you say your goal was Baylor, that I didn't hear the major league behind. I'm like, and you say you fail. I'm like, that's the answer. You just, but everything like this, everybody got a story, and I respect everybody's story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And people don't understand what goes behind closed door. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying like you did have. I feel like I think if you went with the same fire, I doubted people shutting up those people doubting you, man. We might be teammates. You know what I mean? That's it. That's it. That's the only thing I wanted to bring up. But it's nice to hear like everybody got a struggle through life, and somebody has find the tool earlier to go to fix it, and somebody need to like step back to see where I went wrong and how to fix me for me to help somebody else. 100%.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. Go ahead, Greg.
I just got to say, like,
Yeah,
we do mindset stuff all day, every day. I've been doing this a long time, and never once did that register for me. Because Billy, when you put those goals on the wall, you committed to Baylor, like you looked at those, but in your mind, you were able to make that a done deal. Like, this is happening no matter what. Once you left for Baylor, all of that certainty about this is a done deal went away. Now, only you know what the source of that was, but I've never thought about it once, and I do this shit all day, every day. But you jumped on it like that. I mean, he literally was all over it, and I was sitting there going, holy shit, that never registered. Not one time.
Well,
Uh,
go ahead.
Billy, another question.
Yeah.
Leaving the nest was a part of it, like
Leaving the
leaving home.
nest, like leaving
Yeah,
home.
yeah, not having the security blanket.
A little bit. Yeah,
Mm-hmm,
a little bit for sure.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna take my own story.
Yeah.
My first best start. The first thing I did is like look around. It's like, damn, my dad is. I'm not having this car ride back home with getting all the info. What are they wrong or what we need to fix, right?
Yeah.
The only thing I had, and by the way, when I started playing, the only way to communicate was a phone, prepaid, or MSN. That's the only way. It was no FaceTime or nothing, right? Then the
Yeah.
only thing I can do is go lay next to my phone till my dad gets off work for him to call me and ask me how I did. For me to tell him I how I did, and but because he didn't was able to see the game, he can only go on what I'm saying. Then he doesn't know how to help me. The only thing is like he's trying to give me the right words, but in a way he's breaking me down too. Then that's why I ask you if leaving the nest, because I something I needed to learn, that I'm not gonna have that blanket
Yeah.
or that car ride that my dad said, like, this is what happened. Let's fix it. You got to solve it by yourself. And I'm a 17 with a grown-ups man that I'm fighting for the same job. Then that's why, like, I think that's why I ask you that, because I feel like that was the one of the big key too about not having your dad 24/7 there with you, especially coming from a dad who know baseball, who can
Yeah.
give you the inside out, and he can from one swing and can tell you, oh, Bailey, you're doing this. Let's fix it. You know what I mean? Right
Mm-hmm.
there, you got to fix it yourself, and that's another thing people don't understand. Like, if you want your son, like when I talk to kids, because I go by my history, my story. My dad trained me mentally since I was 15 to be ready to sign. My dad hated my first girlfriend. Like he didn't want any distraction. Like, not hate, but he just didn't want her to like take me away from a dream. You know
Right.
what I mean? Then, like, he would not sign. My dad would not call me, would not tell me any problems from home. It's like he tried to protect me and put me in the bubble. Then that's why, like, right now you're talking to Jair. But when I'm in season, I'm a whole different. Like, I forget about family, about because that's my dad trained me to be able to not look for him when I'm doing bad.
Wow. So he, from the time you were 15, he
Yeah,
gave you the tools to redirect your focus and kind of compartmentalize what's going on to rely
mm-hmm.
on yourself
Correct.
rather than use him as a crutch and rely on what he says.
Correct.
Mm.
Correct. He teach me discipline, like discipline from day one is like, you gotta, if you have this, you gotta take care of this one for you to go to this one, for you to go to that one. And then, like, these days, like, that's why, like, when I was in the Marlies, I always tried to behave, because I know how much work my dad put in me, and like every time, even I wanted to do something bad, I can hear his voice going, "Tick, tick, 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 tick," and I'm like, okay, no, we're not supposed to do that. You know what I mean? Then there's another part is, it's not telling your kid that you're the superstar, but really make him mentally tough to leave the nest, to be able to deal with struggle by himself. And you just be there, like, when he calls you, hey, this happened. Now these days you can watch everything. Then it's easy for your dad to give you the right info, but just be there and, hey, you did this, and always be on. And my dad, that's the thing. I love my dad. Dad, I love you, but my dad was tough. Like, but sometimes you need it in the sport,
Yeah.
because even on the bad game, I'm calling to get support. No, he said, like, you did this, and we gotta fix it. We can't keep doing this. You gotta fix it. Then he hangs up mad because he struggles when I used to have a bad game. He struggles the whole night. Then the next day he calls and says, "How you doing? How you feeling?" Then he's being a dad. You know what I mean? First day is like being the friend I need to tell me, wake up. This is what you need to do. And the next day he's gonna be there. How you feeling? You doing okay? Never mind yesterday. Let's do it. Let's get work. Get work. Yeah, that's the thing. Like my advice. Anybody's gonna watch this as a parent, don't feel bad telling your son or your kid, oh, this is where you went wrong, but not break him down that he don't want to play the sport anymore. Break it like show him here, and break it down what he was supposed to do. The other way we can do it to make it better. And the next day, be a dad, be the support blanket. Because man, Billy, man, this game, oh man,
Yeah.
oh
Damn right.
man, hey, like even you put all the effort to do it right, sometimes it doesn't happen, man. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. Like this is one of the best podcasts I've been on. I'm not gonna lie, guys.
Oh, great.
I like to talk. Like I'm a really like celebrity guy. I like to analyze stuff. Then that's why I love talking about this kind of stuff because I went through my own stuff too.
Please dive into it if you want, if you're willing.
Yeah. If I cry, I'm sorry, people.
Here, make sure you're in the camera though. You kind of faded over. There you go.
Sorry. Man, the another thing is, like your dad said, I had your dad mentality, man. Like I wasn't like I don't care. Like the bigger name you got, I wanted to show you like I'm better than you, right? I'm lucky to say like in the minor leagues I never dealt with injuries, right? Never dealt with injury. And like you, Billy, I used to be a guy on Christmas Day, bro. Before I go see my family back home, I called one of my friends. I called my brother. I called my dad. My dad wasn't able to play catch with me at the time anymore. But my brother, like I go and play long toss, run, then I take a shower, go see my family, and eat. That's how much I wanted, And when my first injury happened, and I needed to get surgery, came back. And I never healed completely, and it's hard when you go to sleep, one of the best pitchers in the league, and wake up that everybody don't even want to talk to you. It is even the organization you play for wishing you bad. 100%. There's a couple of nights, man. I used to come home and I used to cry. I cry when like my wife would be in bed the day because my wife doesn't go the day I don't pitch. I used to come home and just like she would be sleeping. I was just without taking my clothes off and just like get in her arms and like cry, man. You know what I mean? It's people. People sometimes don't see. Like even you put the work behind the closed door, and sometimes it just don't it doesn't happen. I feel like in this sport, any sport you do, the luck gotta be on your side. You can have the biggest talent, you're gonna be the best, but if you don't have the luck on your side, man, that dream can be destroyed really quick. You know what I mean? And especially when the team goes against you, and especially do everything they ask you to do, and you be the yes guy. I do it. And when you ask for help and they don't want to help you, it hurts, man. Yes, it hurts. It hurts big time. You know what I mean? And those things took me to a dark place. Because man, I work even to my injury. I tried to work, and never came back, man. Never came back, And till this day, I'm still working on it, man. I I love this game too much. And now a lot of people don't know, like since 2011, I'm pitching with a bum knee. You know what I mean? And I'm still going out there giving performance, but I just can't be the one guy that I know I can be. That's for me. That's the hardest thing to deal with. Not gonna lie, because I know I'm I'm a what in my prime, and if I will still be in the big leagues to do this day and be considered one of the best. And 100%, like I don't want to sound cocky, but I know I was good. Yeah, I know I was good. Even people don't want to give me a lot of credit. Teams who gotta face me, they know they will have a hard time scoring off me. Even I make it boring looking or not. My point was not to strike out people. My point was helping my team win. I love to win. I hate losing. I hate leaving the game 2-1 losing. Like even to have a good start, throw 5 innings, I hate it because I'm leaving my team down. That was me. I was really I love my job. I love being out there, and man, is like I say, the mental side in the game was not there when I was playing. I think if it was there, it might have helped me. It would have helped me, and it would save me a lot of stuff I tried to do to myself too. You know,
Are we talking like
it,
2016? 2016? Is that what you're
uh,
referring to?
2016. You can start since my last year with the Braves was hard. I'm not gonna
Okay.
lie. That's
Okay.
where my knee was just like doing that. The swelling didn't want to stop. I lost all my quad muscle. Was not able to walk good.
Mm.
Then 2016 is just the year before my dad passed away.
Mm.
You know what I mean? That's where I actually hit rock bottom. And like, I'm not gonna lie, um, man.
Mm.
Hold
You're good.
Yeah, it's just like, it's two things, man. I lost my best friend, you know what I mean? And I'm losing the game I love,
Oof.
or I'm not able to perform at the level that I know mentally in my heart too that I was able to do because injury that somehow I cannot find the answer to fix it. You know what I mean? And who, man, I turned to the bottles. I turned to the bottle pills. Uh, a lot of people don't know this. Even the last year with the Braves, I stand a couple of times on the balcony looking down, man.
Oof.
And I had a couple of conversations with my dad about that. It's like, that's the thing, man. It's like people don't, fans want to, these days they have the power to attack athletes. They really don't understand the suffer everybody who play a sport as a job goes through to preparing to be able to perform injuries. And the thing they forget is you're still a human being. Even
Mm.
you look like a superhero on the field because you have a uniform. You have family. Stuff happens. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? And you still gotta go to the stadium and put the family issue outside the clubhouse to perform. You know, it is it's hard, man. It's hard. It's hard. Like, that's why like I really appreciate what you guys are doing. Um, because some guys are not lucky enough to have this conversation.
Mm. Right.
Sometimes, like I was telling you guys from the beginning, when you go to sleep, man, there was a year when I played in Taiwan, I would go to sleep. Man, I used to take melatonin like more than once pill, and I would fall
Mm-hmm.
asleep. I wake up at 2. I
Oof.
take another one, and I fall asleep. I wake up again 2 hours after, man. And when you started waking up, Jesse, when you see yourself with yourself talking, and what the other part of yourself is telling you don't like it, and you're trying to fight back, and you can't fight back, man. Anything you do, you can't fight back. And it was it was a struggle, honestly struggle, because stress only doesn't affect mental, it actually affect your organs. You know what I mean? Like I gain weight. I like I gain weight. I lose myself when I pitch in Taiwan. I was like, wow, like I don't know how I was able to do it. Because then the anxiety start kicking in. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And and if you don't have somebody who's trained to talk to and help you through it, like I say, a lot of them don't make it to have this conversation with you guys, and it's sad to
Right.
say. They turn to drugs or they're not even here anymore. And I'm like lucky that I have I had a amazing circle that even though I was through my struggle, they always was by my side. You know what I mean?
It's
That's the
amazing.
thing that helped me out for sure.
First of all, thanks for sharing that.
Yeah, man.
That's and you mentioned this before this episode even started. You said it's not encouraged, nor is it really liked for men to talk about what's going on internally.
Yeah.
And you're right. And it's not. And now this is coming from a context that my dad and I can't begin to understand in terms of playing professional big league baseball. But hearing that it's even like that at the top, it's sad. It's frustrating to hear. And even I'm stuck on the part where you had the injury and they turn their back on you. That's the part that's like everything's rough, but that part I still can't wrap my head around that. I don't
Man,
understand.
I don't want to get myself in trouble.
Oh, it's
You know what I
okay.
mean?
Yeah, we don't have to dive into it.
Yeah, but man, there was one thing one time somebody said that I was supposed to face a team that was really hot at that moment. And one of those person was actually looking forward for me not had a good outing.
Ooh.
Yes. I had reporters tell me I never ever seen this happen to a player before. And I can
Wow.
swear to my dad is in the heaven right now. I'm not lying. I'm not looking for sadness or pittiness for nobody. I'm just
Yeah.
being honest. That's my story. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And when they told me, that's when I realized, like, wow, I did something. Till this day, I don't know what I did, but I rubbed something people wrong. And, it took a long time to be able to deal with that. Not gonna lie, and basically
Yeah.
United helped me out with that, to be able to do something I always wanted to do. And now that I'm able to like show my face now around organizations now that I play with, you know what I mean? That's another thing. Like I say, a lot of people don't know my story,
Yeah.
because I never talk about it. I never put blame on anybody. Injury happens, you
Yep.
know. But there's some stuff been said about me is not true, and the only people who knows are the people who went through that war with me at that time.
Yeah.
And when I need to talk about it, I have no problem. I just don't want to give those people any value anymore in my life. Even it hurts sometimes thinking about it, because you never know what could have happened if I had a little more help or support. But like I said, some people got the luck to achieve what they need to achieve, all the goals they have in life. Some they don't, but everything they go through is for a reason. And I think my reason is to help every kids who want to be in this game. Actually like see the game for what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You work hard at it, give the respect your teammates, but really look at it as a business. You know what I mean? Look at it as a business. And when you wear in the uniform, give all you can, love that team, but when you need to come to what's best for you and your family, you got to do what's best for you and your family.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know, it's Greg, what do you got? You got something?
Well, I was just thinking through, because it's not every day that we get a big leaguer on, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you made it to the absolute pinnacle of this game,
Mm-hmm.
and there's got to be a sweet spot, like between maintaining that hunger to want to grow and become more, but yet also having absolute belief in who you are right now, right? Because you're a 17-year-old, you get to the States, you believe in yourself. You're still young, though. You got to put on weight, you got to develop, and you want to be coachable, but at the same time, you have to believe when you get your chance. So navigating that at that level, is there anything that pops into your mind? Like, how does a guy go, like, still be hungry to become more, but also believe right now?
Man, the coaching staff of the minor league of Detroit Tigers, I cannot take the praise I have for them. They had a coach called Peterson. There was the mental skill, but it wasn't this deep into it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
At that time, they had it. Detroit was one organization was ahead of the path of a lot of stuff. Weight rooms, like believing guys getting strong in the gym, and we had a mental skill guy. And talking to him a lot, um, he in a way he got a connection with me and he started talking to me and we become really good friends, right? And one thing he told me, listen, this is your career. A coach is here. No, he said you're gonna run a lot of coaches in your career. You know, the thing you need to do is pick from every coach that you run into one thing or one word that works for you, who can make your program and makes you get better. You can't dwell on every sentence that all the pitching coach or coach is gonna tell you in your career. If not, your dome's gonna be too full. And another thing he told me the most thing is like he can help you in the bullpen, right, and tell you to do this and do that, do that. But one thing people forget is when you cross that line, it's not the coach's career, it's your career. Then you got to go out there and do what you feel you can do. And the same coach told me, say, if you like, I'm always used to be a guy who can throw strikes and any count, throw my changeup. He said that if and they want me to develop my slider, it never did. You know, I was able to throw more for strikes, but never become like a wipeout pitch. But he said like, I want you to focus on being the best you can be. At that time, he said, if you want to be the Nolan Ryan with your skill, if it's fastball, two seam, and changeup is your key to success, stick on it. Be able to throw it in any count, in any zone, in any part of the plate, at any time you want it. And that's what I did. And then every time I crossed that line, I thought about me and what makes me good and the way I accept what I'm good at and I perfected it.
Yeah, I
And I
love that.
perfected it.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's great for the kids out there right now, because now with social media, with the ranking agencies, you hear about a 14-year-old kid who's throwing it 95 across. I mean, these kids are constantly suffering by comparison, feeling less than. They know who everybody is. They know who all the great players are. It'd be real easy to get caught up when, in that idea of, well, I'm not as fast as him. I don't throw it as hard as him. But man, you got to do you and own your shit and be the best you, but be comfortable being you.
Correct.
right?
Correct.
It sounds
Yes,
like that's where you were coming from there.
100%. Like,
Yeah.
because baseball is art. This is like, if you go to the art gallery, you gotta see a lot of different art, right? That's why the same thing is a different body type, different skill. This guy's has power. This guy doesn't. This guy runs. This guy doesn't. This more contact. Then a baseball team is a combination of different artists. You bring different stuff that makes a team good. Then if you try to be somebody you can't, I saw teammates trying to be something they're not and struggle and derail their career, and you never become what they were supposed to be. Now, I'm not saying that they had a successful career, but they didn't become the name that everybody was believed they're gonna be, because they tried to simulate and be something they're not.
We have, in our training that we offer, that's a big part of it is the same thing. Like when I got to Baylor freshman year, I'm behind Davis Wenzel. He got drafted in the supplement round. So first round, he signed for over $1 million. He was in the bigs with the Rangers for a short stint last year. Kids, he was unreal. He was very quiet at third. Hands were quiet, just simple actions, and had a hose. I got there, and I'm like, well, shit, coach loves him. He's nasty. I like the way that looks. Let me start. But instead of just taking stuff from him and learning, I abandoned how I moved defensively, and I tried becoming him. And it didn't work, because what got me there was me being cocked up. I would literally rip your face off to win, and I played hard.
High energy too. You were a high energy guy, defensively,
and I abandoned,
especially.
and I abandoned all of it.
You abandon yourself. Yes. You abandon yourself. Yeah.
And I also liked what you said about how, when you were talking about the mental skills coach with the Tigers, you said that you're going to have a lot of coaches, a lot of pitching coaches that you're going to come across. Find some stuff from them. If it jives, if it works, own it and take it out there. But you don't have to take all of it.
Correct.
It's picking and choosing whatever works for you, but don't take everything to heart. And I think that's something a lot of our guys can really listen to and buy into, because there's a lot of noise out there, social media included. Every time you scroll, there's a stupid hitting drill that makes no sense, or a guy charging $2,000 a month to work with 8-year-olds. Get the hell out of here.
Do not start me with that.
Yeah.
Don't start me with that, man.
That's a whole separate podcast episode.
Hey,
that has an explicit sign on it. Yeah.
I'm willing to come on, man. I'll be like, man, it is. Here we go again, man. It's not everybody body moves the same. Like when I teach kids, man, I say, like, I might say something, it will not click, Then when I'm teaching, I say, listen, you tell me how you want me to talk to you. I can talk to you nice. I can talk to you a different way, and I talk to you a different way. It's whatever I can relate to you that give it to me, and you gotta choose. Another thing, I think about like when I teach, because it works for me. I don't like to watch video. You know what I mean? Because I watch video, I become a robot. If I cannot put my mind and my body moving in sync, I'm F. I'm done. Like I'm out of control. Then when I tell the kid, like, I teach you to do something, but don't try to do the way I wanted you to do. I'm trying to tell you this is the thing I think you need to move in, but you got to move in the way that your mind and your body can sink in for you to be able to repeat what I want to see from you. Because if I tell you to make the pasta like this, if it doesn't come out good, you don't like the way I make it, you're not supposed to eat it. You know what I mean? Then if you're gonna make a pasta, you gotta make it the way you gotta eat it. Everybody has their own way to make a pasta. It's easy. I'm just taking it, but you know what I mean? But you gotta put your own ingredient, your own sauce to baseball, the hitting. You gotta get a rhythm. Like I used to teach a kid, like I put music on, like when you hitting, just like flow with the beat. Now every time, like he was it's funny. He's a white suburban kid. Now we listen to only reggaeton, because I teach him, like, you know what I mean? Because you gotta find something to get you in the rhythm and relax you. Because if you can't put this in your body, man, you can have all the talent. If you're not going the same direction, It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work.
So good.
Yeah.
So good.
Gonna...
Man, I gotta ask you one thing though, and
Go ahead,
I
bro.
want to take you back to 2007,
Mm.
your big league debut, right?
Mm-hmm.
What were the emotions? What was going through your head when you took that walk? Because you started that game, right? You went
Mm-hmm.
7 innings in that first game of your
Mm-hmm.
career.
Mm-hmm.
What was the walk out on that mound like? Explain that.
Like I said in the earlier, that I always prepare myself for the next level, right? I need to bring it back a little bit for you to understand the whole. Like that year, they sent me back to Double A, right? I killing the high A, got called up, finishing Double A, and I started in Double A. Big league invite and all that stuff. And I used to have a good one, a bad one, a good one, and a bad one, the good one, and the bad one. Oh man, that was like stressful. Good one and the bad one, good one and the one, right? That's why I say I need to praise Detroit Tigers minor league coaches. I used to have weak groin because I used to do track and I pulled it already. Then because I used to use my legs so much, I used to strain my groin a lot. And my homework was before every start, I need to do my exercises to keep it strong. I didn't do it. End up pulling my groin. Right. For Punisher, the minor league director fly me to Lakeland, Florida, to do my rehab with the rookie guys. I needed to do everything with the rookies, and I needed to be first. Like first, right? If we're running, this young, the other kids cannot be in front of me. You know what I mean? Even if they're fast, they got. And after the first day, he called me over, right? Because I made an impression in the big leagues camp, right? And that year, the starting rotation was like I have a lot of injuries. They gave a lot of guys on the 40-man opportunities. They came up and down, and they was not sticking, right? He called me and said, like, if the big leagues team needs you right now, can you help them? I say no. And then why are you being lazy and taking food off your plate? Right? Boom. But at that point, mentally, I was like started doubting myself a little bit. I didn't know if I could really make it. And my agent at the time, Scott Boras, had a mental coach called Don Carmen. He pitched in the big leagues for many years. And we sat down, we talked. He gave me some advices. He taught the funny thing. I love Don. He's my friend. Like he knows, like because me and him are honest with each other. He remember he tell me this down the road after that meeting. He called my contact guy from Warriors and said like, I don't think this kid's gonna make it. He has too much stuff on his head, and he worry about too much stuff. And me and him, he didn't tell me at that time. Me and him started having a conversation every time before we pitch, right? And I'm not gonna lie, it did not help. It didn't help because it wasn't me. After one bad start, I'm at home, right? And something just said like, I'm gonna say, can I cuss? Okay.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
say,
you
I
can.
say, I say, fuck this.
Yeah.
I say, fuck this. I'm not gonna have another bad game, right? Then the next start, I went out. I threw 9 innings, complete game, 10 strikeouts. Then the next start, I threw 10 strikeouts again. Then the next start, I threw 7 out of 10 strikeouts again. I had 3 games with 10 strikeouts back to back to back, right? I was I went on like a roll. They called Andrew Miller up, right? First rounder. He was on the 40-man already. Whatever, he came to Double A Carve. I'm not gonna say. Andrew came up like boom, 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 boom. 15 strikeouts. Like Andrew Miller, like 97 sink slider. Boom. They called him. I was mad. They said like, wow. I'm on a good roll. Why didn't get hit? But I was not on the 40 man. At that point, I didn't think about that. It was easy to call him up because he's on the 40 man already. Right? The same Coach Peterson, the mental guy came and said, like, you can't control what you can't control. The only thing you can control is go out and perform. Calm me down, went back out, throw another 7, but I think almost 10 strikeout again. No, throw another complete game. Then Andrew got injured, and I remember this, Circuit City. I think, Billy, you don't know what Circuit City is. It was the Best Buy of the day, man.
Yeah.
This is where you buy.
Yep.
That was the Best Buy of the day, man. In Reading, Pennsylvania, my off day. Reading, Pennsylvania, off day. Me and a couple of teammates are walking to Circuit City looking for look at camera. And we're at killing time, right? I got a call, and I heard rumors that I was supposed to get traded. And I'm like, I got traded, man. Pick up. And they said, yes. And I had a friend who, like, that from Curacao, was working in the front office for Detroit. He called me. He said, like, the minor league director need to talk to you. I'm like, I got traded. That's the one thing. And he said, how you doing, JJ? I said, I'm doing good, sir. How's everything? He said, good. First of all, we're gonna, sweet talk. You say, we are proud of you the way you bounce back with all this performance, this and that. And he asked me, are you ready to pitch on Sunday? I said, yeah, I'm always ready, sir. He said, no, you're not getting me. Like in Cleveland, I'm like, huh? Yeah, you pitch. You started. I say, are you fucking lying to me right now? I say that. I tell people that people don't believe me. I say, like, are you fucking lying to me right now?
No,
He said, no. Congratulations, you're making your debut on Sunday. Like, bro, like my phone, like my hand starts shaking, and I just sit down middle of the store, bro. I just sit down, and the guys just say, what the fuck is happening? I said, man, I just got called up. And then they start cheering, like, and saying, I need to call my dad. And I'm trying to take I can. And I say, yo. And there was,
oh my God,
man, and hearing that my dad cry, hearing my dad cry, and being there for my first game. But the most important thing, man, I was mentally ready. All that story, I was preparing myself since I signed that contract with Detroit. My first year, I saw myself in the big leagues. And to make it story better, I lost that game, right? I lost that game. It was a tough game against Cleveland. Pausa Carmona at that time, they changed the name to Roberto Hernandez. Throw a 9-inning, 10 strikeout. Beat me 4-1, I think, something like that. And we only had one hit, right? We got on the plane. We go to New York. My dad comes. The coach say, like, we don't know you making another start because Andrew Miller is gonna throw. We're gonna see whatever. And Brandon Inch, the captain, like, legit respect him, came to me like, you starting again? I say no. I say, I don't know. He said, for me, I give you another one. What you did, especially coming out in the race, being one game behind or ahead of Cleveland, give us that performance to have a chance to win. I give you, like, no doubt. Then, still on the bubble, don't know. We have a off day in Detroit. I'm in motel. Boom, boom. MSN. I'm talking to kids I play with back home. They say, like, are you starting again? And I say, I don't know. They say, but the only thing I know, if I start on Sunday or my other game, I'm never going to the minor leagues again. I don't know, and I got the start. And I went there.
Love that.
And I almost throw a no-hitter.
I saw the whole game, highlights of that yesterday.
And you know why I gave up the home run? Because Pudge didn't catch me my first game. He catch my second game. Pudge said, listen, do not shake me. If I put it down, throw it. And that's what I did. Pudge said, fastball. They slider, controlling, right? He wanted me to throw a slider. and I know my slide is not that great, right? And I went like, yeah, and then home run. That's the only hit I give up.
Oh God.
1-2-1. And you know what I mean? And then after that, like it was like after that win, I know I belong in the big leagues.
Yeah.
So you weren't nervous that first outing? Did you feel
No,
nerves?
I can't say because every athlete feel nervous.
Mm-hmm.
It's not you can feel nervous because I'm gonna say I used to throw up before every start. I throw up. I just but when I throw my first pitch, I'm good. But I was so mentally I vision like when I was pitching in the minor leagues, I vision being there. And the thing too, I play classic. You know what I mean? I was lucky at 17, at 19, I played in a full. We played Puerto Rico in Puerto Rico. You know what? When they have
Mm-hmm.
Carlos Beltran, Pudge, like Bernie Williams, like it was almost Hall of Famer, the Hall of Famer, like World Series champ. Like I played, like I remember throwing a fastball against Pudge, and the whole stadium, like I'm like, oh snap, you know what I mean? Then I was already used to the big crowd, and another thing, I play at a small age. I play a big tournament for my country. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I always say, before I played WBC, I played for Curacao, Latin American. Like playing for my country is the toughest thing I ever did in my life. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I won a World Series with Curacao, but my teammates and my friends, they remember one game I blew in the semifinal against Nicaragua. You know what I mean? That's it. I won them a championship a couple of years after, but they blame me for me not taking them to Williams Park. You know what I
Bastards.
mean?
Yeah.
Then like in a way like being in there, it was nerve wracking, but after the first pitch, after striking out Kenny Lofton, looking, man, like I'm like I belong here, man.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like, and it's a thing that again I think it goes from parents. My dad always put that in me, you know. Like I said, Billy, I had the same thing, you know. People sometimes doubted me because at a young age I was lazy. Anything came easy to me because I had the talent. You know what I mean? When I heard people talk, I would like to prove them wrong. I always still do, you know. But my dad was really the key for me by mentally preparing me for everything from IQ of the game, awareness of the game, another thing, deal with pressure, deal with success, and deal with fame. And like I teach a lot of kids, like fame and money is not for everybody. You know, like
Yeah.
it's a drug that it can consume you. And my dad really did a really good job with that. Like I like to preach stuff that I learned that I know help me stay in check and balance. Because it is easier to deal with negativities when you are balanced. You know, when you get out of the way and you think you're better than stuff, when you start going to the rough spot, man, it can be hard getting back on the right track. Then if more neutral you are, like for me, everybody's different. I mean, for me, it was like staying calm, staying neutral, and be as humble as possible. That always
Yeah.
was my key. You know.
Yeah. Let me ask you this though. So you said at the end there, like even, right? And as humble as possible. This is the one thing that we always tell our guys that go through our program, guys we talk to. Humble exterior, but that self-talk, that inner dialogue's got to be, I'm gonna fucking abuse you right here,
100%,
right now, and you have no shot.
100%,
Yeah. That's something guys
100%.
don't seem to understand at times. Like
No,
I've gotten a lot of pushback on socials for that.
no,
That's
they don't know anything.
Yeah.
Let's put it like this. Like I like to use stuff in the real life because baseball is like in a way connects. If you have a Chihuahua. If you walk in front of a house with a Chihuahua, you're gonna hear the Chihuahua, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right, because they like to make noise because they're alert dogs, right?
Yep.
But if you really walk in front of a guard dog, you're not gonna hear it till you walk. You want to, oh, this house doesn't have a dog. Let's jump in. Then you see a pit bull or a Rottweiler or a Doberman or whatever kind of dog.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why
Mm-hmm.
I always like. I'm not gonna say I never showboat, but my showboat was so on the radar that
Mm-hmm.
people don't see the thing I was boring. No, man. When I know I hit that corner, I'm walking off. I even like throw it and turn around. You know what I mean? Because I know what I'm good at.
Yeah.
But it's the thing I see these days. The disrespect for other people's work is on a different level. You know what I mean? That's the thing I don't accept because the game is so hard already. For you to embarrass me like that after a mistake I did, like I think again, I'm old school baseball. You know,
Mm-hmm.
people like the new way. I don't agree with it because I think it's everybody. Even we play against each other, we still striving for the same thing for our family. You know what I mean? That's
Right.
how I see it.
Yeah.
Even because if we strike, we're striking together. You know, we are brotherhood just with different uniform. When we playing against each other, we enemies. But the thing I think I really want this game is people start respecting each other, and I think if we start doing that, guys will stop being so weak minded because they
Yeah.
don't even have respect for their own talent, but they want to show out other people when they had make one good thing. I mean, that for me. Some people know how to show as confident and stuff. For me, it's like if you know you can do it every day, you know, like there's no need to show off all the time. You do the thing you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I don't know.
The loudest guy in the room is the weakest guy in the room.
Yeah.
100%,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 100%. That's why, like, it's like more humble you are. You know what I mean? And like again, like when I go through stuff, I keep it. I remember like get to the big leagues. I made a chain with my nickname, with my initials, and I had it out going up the elevator. And I had a Hall of Famer in the thing. Chipper Jones was next to me, and he reached over and pick it up and look at it. And Chipper had a way to put his knowledge to use. He like look at me and he went like, if you do the things the right way, you don't need to wear your initial on your chest. And I'm like,
Ouch.
but it's true though.
Yeah.
It's true though. Like
Yeah.
even like it's true though because he can walk right now in downtown Atlanta. Everybody knows he's Chipper Jones.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's true though. You don't need to be loud because if you do the work, your work's gonna talk for you.
Yeah.
And it's true.
That's so good.
That's why I am where I am because I went through when veterans have words like you listen when they talk. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And since that day, like I never wear that chain out anymore. During the season, inside. Yeah, I never took it out inside. But like I say, the veterans. There's not a lot of veterans these days. I think it's a mistake. Like you know, what I mean, a mistake because what these high schoolers and college um, players see on TV, and that's why you guys get a lot of DMs.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why because they want to match up to the same energy that some of the big guys have these days, and they can, and they start doubting themselves. They don't accept who they are. They don't. They try to. Oh, I need to be this guy to make it. No, man. You just gotta be you and be the best you can be a you. And man, another thing too, I learned, and the coach teach me. Not everybody's gonna like you. You know what I mean? Not everybody's
Yeah.
gonna like you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you can go and try to get all the likes from everybody in the world. It's not gonna happen. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You gotta be happy Your circle gotta be happy. You gotta be content. If you put in the work in, man, like things gonna happen. That's what I grew up on. That's what helped me in my career. Everybody's different. Like I said, you gotta choose that keyword. Like that's the main thing for everybody. That keyword that gets you on your grind. You know what I mean? Can be mom, can be pop, can be ice cream, whatever. You know what I mean? That's what I tell everybody. Find that keyword that put that fire underneath your ass to wake up when you're tired, to wake up when you're sore, to wake up and do the work when you don't want to do it.
Mhm.
That's the main thing, man. Do the work. Do the work and have a sense what you're doing. Don't just do it to do it. Do it for something that you believe in.
Yeah.
A purpose and a reason why. His key word is, we say, reason why,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. The reason why I do it. Boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Can be multiple stuff, can be one thing.
And what's so funny about that too is, reason why, keyword. It's funny how a lot of these kids these days only find those things. They find that reason. They find that fire lit inside them when they realize they've messed up or they realize they're behind or something. Unfortunately, a tragedy happens. We all like attach, negative emotion to being where we're at in our career. Like, okay, if I don't change, if I don't take massive action, I'm going to stay here. And staying here is not where I need to be, not where I'm supposed to be. And then they use that, they put themselves there ahead. And that's all the freaking motivation they need. They don't need a David Goggins video on YouTube to get them fired up. They already know where they're supposed to be. But it's just that's why we do what we do, is because we want guys to get to that point before it's too late or before they are behind the 8 ball. You know what I'm saying? Because it is possible. We don't all have to go through something. We've all gone through horrible things, right? And it's led to massive action. But there's a way of getting there by picking it apart and doing an honest self-evaluation that can help you find that fire to take the action to get to where you need to go.
Say that keyword again.
Which one?
That look at yourself. You
The
gotta
honest self-evaluation?
Yes,
Yeah.
you got to. If you can, man, if you wake up in the mirror, like in the morning, and look at yourself in the mirror, and you cannot be honest with yourself, that's the main problem right there. You know what I mean? If you're not able to put yourself in the right lane, like they can hire you guys. You guys can spend years and hours. It's not gonna happen because he's not self-policing himself. If you can't do that, like again, we can look for help. You know what I'm saying? Like I told you, I talked to Don. Okay, he gave me all the keywords, but it wasn't working because I was not believing, or it wasn't what I felt. Till I say, "Fuck it, Jay, let's do it." You know what I mean? With those words, but I needed to tell myself it's time to turn it on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
you guys can give them the key and everything, but if they don't turn it itself, boom. This is what I need to do. It's still they still gotta keep calling you guys. It's not working. This is not doing this. Like main thing is looking at yourself in the mirror. And it's like, okay, this is what I'm doing wrong. I gotta fix. Let's find help. But when you hire help, you guys give them homework, right? Then you guys gotta work on the homework. If you don't work on the homework, you're wasting time. You're wasting your time, and you're wasting your guys' time too. Because you know what I mean. You guys do it with love, but again, when you guys hang up this call, that client need to go and like really analyze the conversation and pick what works for him and actually put the work in to get better.
Yeah.
Because he's got a strong reason why that's a must. Like, I have to do that now. Because there were a couple of all the, the stories that you've been sharing with us, which have been awesome. There were two real pivotal moments, and both of those moments were you making the decision and just saying, fuck it. I'm going. Like, no more of this shit. No more bad out and good at it. Like, it's over. It's done. Fuck it. I'm getting after you. That's a magical place, but you don't have to be in a world of shit to make that decision and just say, I'm just going to go do it. And whatever it is, that's I'm cool with it.
Yes.
Because I think
Yes.
kids they need the game too bad. Oh my God, it's everything. And they're scared shitless as a result.
Mm-hmm.
They play
Yes.
scared.
Yes. Yes. The thing I teach the like, I need to tell another story. This is like my story is like this the key moment that I make the adjustment mentally, right? When I signed, I was throwing 90. I touched 991, right? Back home in Curacao, I was fastball, right? Like I was throwing the hardest kid I was throwing at that time in Curacao, and I think nobody at that time ever thrown 90 on the clock. I don't know if wrong. If somebody from Curacao, I'm sorry, but I'm not. But at
All right, so yeah, I think we're going to have to cut this thing off. We're running some technical challenges, so I apologize. But JJ, it has been absolutely phenomenal having you on. Can't thank you enough, man. I really appreciate it.
I appreciate it, guys. We got to run it back. Like just one of the best podcasts I've been on. Like I said, I like to talk the mental side of things, and I think you guys are doing amazing, amazing stuff. Like, I think you guys are the 99% of success of athletes, because I tell everybody, to be an athlete, you gotta get that mind. If you don't have that mind in the right spot, you can't do it. And then what you guys are doing, keep it up. I feel like you guys are helping a lot of kids. I hope the kids listen to you guys and put the work in on themselves too, and don't only rely on you guys to help them have success. You got to be a teamwork. You know what I mean? Got to be a teamwork for sure. And I appreciate you guys having me here. And anytime you guys need me, I'm here, man. Appreciate it.
I really thank you, man. I appreciate you, and good luck out there in Dubai.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I might call you guys too to talk about it.
Yeah, right on. Anytime, man.
Thank you, man.
All right. Take care.
Take care. Bye.